What is good, YouTube Nation? Week 10, college football, Football Friday, November 2nd, 2018. It's your boy G-Ray, Midwest Maverick Sports. Hey, this is a continuation with the video I put out yesterday. I want to get those picks out because there was a couple on there from last night's slate. Obviously, Temple was a letdown. The model had it right. I picked against the model, taking Temple with 10, was looking good early, 24-14. And then somehow they, that awesome Temple D just allowed 52 points. So ended up losing that one. Tough loss there. Hit Northern Illinois and Ohio, though. Like I said, if you watched my video yesterday, Ohio was a gimme. With Western's quarterback being out, they hadn't beat Western since 2006. Ohio's been playing pretty good football, although their defense sucks. But they showed out in this game versus second-string QB. So 59-14, that was an easy money. Give me pick. And then NIU barely covered Akron 36-26. So, hey, but it's Friday. There's 3 games on the slate tonight. Midwest Maverick right here. I'm going to give them to you along with all the rest of the picks of the week. So, Pittsburgh at Virginia tonight. Western Kentucky at Mid-Tennessee, Colorado, and Arizona. I'm really liking a couple of those there. Just so you know, if you're new to this channel, hey, I'm just a fan. I'm not a pro capper. I use my model as a tool. I pick with or against the model. So you'll have to watch my videos and pay attention to how I'm picking these games. I don't pick every game. I don't bet every game. And you shouldn't either. Throwing away money a lot of times and doing blind picks with that. If I don't like it, I don't take it. So that's a good strategy for gambling if you're new to it, and it's nothing new if you're experienced in it. So hey, I also put out a video as well on my channel how to bet on sportsbook, how to bet on sports via online sportsbook. So check that out. Some cool tips in there, parlays, teasers, all that good shit. But hey, let's get rolling with it. You want to see some picks, so let's go. Like I said, this is a continuation of last night. I had to hurry up and get that video out, little 6-minute video. Here's the schedule once again. You can pause this or check it out on ESPN. I just put this in here for a reference. Sometimes I'll click back to it if I forget who plays who or whatever the fuck. Notre Dame, Northwestern, that's a key primetime matchup. Obviously there's other top 25 matchups. West Virginia at Texas at 3:30 p.m. Eastern. Also Georgia at Kentucky, same time. But the main one, obviously, game of the year as far as regular season, Bama at LSU at 8 p.m. Eastern. I'll let you, like I said, you can reference this shit or whatever you do. Here's my best picks I put out yesterday. Like I said, I lost that pick. I ended up going against the model and taking Temple at UCF, covering the 10.5 or 11, wherever it was. And another note, too, these are like a day old, these lines. I don't have time to go back and update every line in my sheet, so just be aware that it's 1 or 2 points, maybe half, one, or maybe 2 points off, which is not going to change the pick drastically, and I'll let you know if I think it does based on the numbers. But here you go. Like I said last night, Georgia State, number 1 pick, I disagree with, but facing Texas State. Texas State. Georgia State's is just a shitty ass team at their level. They get smashed by the teams. I really don't know why they're 75% on the power index, but whatever. The key that I want to highlight again here, I'm not going to run through and waste more time. So Army, Georgia Southern, Middle Tennessee, Memphis, Cincinnati, Washington State, all on this list right here. Smash. They're going to win big. And Ohio State. These best picks right here. All right, I'm not sure about TCU. I'm staying away from that game. Staying away from the Oregon game. Chip Kelly, and that's up to 10 now. If I had to pick that game, I'd take UCLA and Chip Kelly revenge game, and UCLA is playing a lot better. Herbert's banged up for Oregon. They're really not looking very good. I agree with Troy. I agree with Georgia. Kentucky does have a chance to win or, upset them at home, absolutely. But the way Georgia came out and played last week, really tough, and they're on the outside looking in now. So I expect them to get the job done. I agree with that pick there, and lay the 9 or whatever you're seeing it at 8. And then you see the last week's here production. Like I said, I don't always agree with the model. So based on certain conditions, the model's not considering intangibles. So it's mostly numbers driven, and it's a pretty good algorithm. It's been very productive. Last week was 62%. So if you check out my picks 2 weeks ago, I was 71. The model was 48, and last week I was 53. The model was 62. So like I said, I'm not picking all these games. That the model is based on every game of the week. So and so there's a small sample size there that I don't pick. So fade pick. So when the models run based on the confidence points, the power index, the line, and some other factors I have in there that I'm not going to divulge. Here is it's telling you, the model's telling you, stay away from these teams, or if you're going to pick these games, then pick the teams they're playing. So and if you look at this list real quick, you understand why. I mean, you look at the matchups, the bottom 3 there. So it has OU the worst pick of the week at almost 3. At 3 confidence point, or -3 confidence points. Basically, the FPI index, power index percentage for win percentage in this game isn't high enough for that line. Okay, and it's about 90% on the year. Every week, the bottom team on my model does not cover. Go back and look at it. And I could even you can even ask me. I'll show you. So OU at Texas Tech, 13.5. Absolutely take Texas Tech. Texas Tech's the play there. No doubt. Don't overthink it. All right. Bama at LSU. Here's a nugget of wisdom. LSU has not lost by more than 10 points at home in their last 64 home games. 64. Take the 15, 13.5, 14, wherever it's at now. At home, LSU, in the Bayou. Michigan, same scenario versus Penn State. I'm a little bit more hesitant on this game because I don't know. I know McSorley was a little banged up, but this is a Big Ten matchup, top 25. I think this game could really go either way. I know Michigan's defense, all the talk on Michigan's defense, all that shit, but they haven't faced an offense like Penn State yet. Spartans didn't have the offense. All these other teams, Nebraska didn't have the offense. None of them had the offense like McSorley and the Penn State does. So careful with that pick. I'm actually probably going to stay away, and if I were to pick it, I'd take points all day, especially double digits. Saying San Diego State, pick against them, I agree with that as well. Minnesota, I would take Minnesota versus Illinois, but the model's saying not. So there's something about Minnesota they're not liking, with only 70% on the road at Illinois. Washington, I love this. I love fading Washington all day. 10-point double digit. Washington's been playing like shit. I mean, you can't go and lose to Cal by 2 points, 12-10, and expect to come home and play a Stanford team that has been barely losing these games, single digits. So I don't understand this 10-point spread. I don't know what Vegas is seeing, what odds makers setting this at 10. That's pretty ridiculous. So I'm taking Stanford all day covering that 10. Notre Dame at Northwestern. This is one of those situations, upset special, the same situation Ohio State was in going into Purdue. Notre Dame, yeah, they're already in. They got to win to stay in. But this is going to be a tough matchup for them at Northwestern. They haven't played there since the 70s. And Northwestern is just one of those teams where I think they play up to the competition and down. Obviously, they didn't do so hot versus a shitty-ass Rutgers team. But like I said, I think this is just they play up and down to their competition. So I expect a tough game, a close one. Notre Dame on the road. Not sure weather conditions, that could play a factor. But Notre Dame, they struggled against Pittsburgh, teams that they should have handled. So I'm taking Northwestern all day with the 9.5, and you should as well. And then Oklahoma State, coming off that big win versus Tech. Who the hell was it? Oh yeah, versus Texas by 3 points. They're at Baylor, and I know Baylor has their quarterback is questionable or something like that. But this is gonna be a high scoring game, and it could be close scoring. So I think the play in that game is the over actually. And if I was to bet it, I'll probably stay away from the line, but I would take points in this cross-state line rivalry here. This went 7 for 9 last week. If you picked against these teams based on the model, a little bit of nugget there for you. All right, now here's my leans for the week. So, they're just in the middle here. They didn't make the best bet list off the numbers, and it wasn't low enough for the fades. So, real quick, I'll go through these and tell you the teams that I like here. I like Michigan State on the road. I like them to cover that 2 all day versus Maryland with their defense and their new quarterback. Since Lewerke got benched, they were playing a lot better. I like Marshall. I agree with that. Rice, this is funny. Rice is, that line's actually changed. No, it says 1. Okay. Yeah, I think they're 1-point favorites at home versus another shitty-ass team. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm staying away from that. FIU, I love them at home versus FAU. Take the home team there, lay the 3. A lot better team. FIU is absolutely shitty, terrible, whatever you want to call it. Lane Kiffin, man, they did a complete turnaround from last year in the wrong direction. FIU all day. Lay that. Toledo already played, which they liked them and they smashed, so it's a win there. I ended up staying away from that game, but the model got that right with almost 9 conference points. It's like in Arizona tonight, and I do as well. I think it'll be a closer game, but I think they'll cover the 3. I just don't think Colorado's a team that they haven't really played anybody. And besides maybe Arizona State at home, I know they went on the road. Oh, no, they went on the road to Washington, I think. But they, in Arizona with that win last week, I think they have nothing to lose. So, I mean, really, Colorado doesn't either. But I like the home team here. I'll lay the points. I agree with the model getting 7.5 confidence points. UMass, I'm not picking that game. I don't. West Michigan, like I said, they're like West Michigan. I disagreed with it. If you watched my video yesterday, Ohio all day. Already got that one. Iowa, 3-point dogs on the road. Purdue just sucks versus good defenses. Obviously, like last week with the Spartans. And Iowa's defense is even better. So I don't understand. Vegas just hates Iowa Hawkeyes. Getting 3, I'd like them to win outright, but take the free points all day. That's just dumb. Keep putting Iowa as dogs. I know they barely covered or pushed last week with 6 versus Penn State, but yeah, even on the road, I like Iowa all day. Florida, that line's now 6, giving 6 to Missouri. Tough place to play. I think Florida bounces back. A lot better defense. Florida better defense, worst offense, the worst offense in this matchup. And Missouri is opposite. Better offense, worse defense. So I expect to be a back and forth probably game. Missouri just sucks on the road, so it's hard to take them. I like Florida, tough place to play. They beat LSU there. Like I said, I think they bounce back and cover that 5.5, 6, whatever you're seeing, easy. Syracuse, another rough, you talk about trusting teams. I've lost twice this year, taking Syracuse when they should have rolled. But you can't avoid taking them here versus a just absolutely abysmal Wake Forest team. Look at the wins Wake Forest has, the 3 wins or whatever, versus shitty-ass Rice and those teams. And then look at their losses. Like, they play good teams and they get smoked. even though they beat. I mean, Louisville is about as bad as you can get. FSB. So, Wake Forest did roll, but you shouldn't be looking at it at all. Even though they're at home, Syracuse way better team. Wake Forest is going to score a little bit, but Syracuse should smash them here. So lay that 5.5, whatever you're seeing all day, every day. I think it's even up. Money's being thrown on Syracuse, so it's going up to 6.5. Auburn. I'm staying away from that game. Just identities in that. I don't know what A&M team's going to show up, and I don't know what Auburn team's going to show up. I would lean towards the home team, but that is, if any game you're going to stay away from, just fade that game altogether. NC State, I like them at home. I actually forgot who they played, but I like them at home with their matchup, whoever they had. Ole Miss, careful there. Home team, this is another pick'em against the Gamecocks, South Carolina. I would disagree with the model here and take South Carolina just because of their run game. And Ole Miss defense is pretty terrible, even though they're at home. But yeah, I would disagree. I'd lean South Carolina. On this too, I agree with the model here. I take Texas. I think it's at 2 now. They're giving 2 to West Virginia. Texas coming off that. It's funny because all these Texas fans, right, get all riled up because they're underrated and they beat OU and then they go on the fucking road and they lose at Oklahoma State. Like, seriously. So, but they're back home versus a West Virginia team that have struggled with certain teams like KU. I like Texas to get the job done at home in the defense against West Virginia. So I'd lay that 1.5, 2 all day. I'm staying away from Virginia Tech game. Man, big unknown there. I mean, look at the football power index is at 50%, so that's a pick 'em. With the home, has Virginia Tech as dogs now, but I don't know about that. I'm staying away. Virginia tonight, I like them to roll. It's another versus Pittsburgh. Virginia, that defense, and they're making a serious bid to get into the bowl conference championship. So I like Virginia at home tonight to get the job done. Lay that 7.5. I agree with the model. Almost 72% on the power index. I like it. Utah on the road. They're down at Arizona State. I mean, you can't pick against Utah the way they've been playing. They've been putting up points too. Even though Arizona State had a good game last week. Take Utah, lay the 7. I agree. NIU played last night, like I said. I agree with the model here with the lean. They barely covered, but you should have had them versus Akron. If you picked Akron, then good luck the rest of the way. Southern Florida, can't trust them at home at all versus Tulane. I like Tulane. I disagree with this. They barely beat UConn at home, Southern Florida. So that team's been struggling. I'll take Tulane with the 7 all day. I disagree with the model here. Clemson lean. I like it. Look at that, 99%. It's 38.5, 39. I think 40. This line keeps fluctuating up there as it should with money coming in on both teams. Look, I don't even think Louisville's going to score. So it's just a matter of how many points Clemson scores in this game, which, just like last week, similar matchup, which I don't even understand how. I forgot actually who they played now. Whatever scrub they played last week, but or was it, I don't know, Florida State or somebody? I don't know. Anyways, Clemson is just a beast right now. They're gonna steamroll all day, no sweat. Lay those points, even if it gets up to 40. They're gonna win by 50, 60. It's gonna be a bloodbath. Oh yeah, it was Florida State because number 1 defensive line versus the worst offensive line in college football, and people were taking Florida State, and I was just like, wow, that's unbelievable. Wisconsin, I like them to steamroll. They should smash Rutgers at home. Lay the 4 touchdowns. I agree here. Staying away from Miami. I don't pick Miami. If I do, I pick against them. So careful here. Yeah, they should handle at home, but careful there. I'm staying away. If I bet that, I'd take points. Tennessee playing a scrub at home. They should roll, but I'm staying away from that game as well. With the 3 touchdowns. App State, I don't know the situation with their QB. You know, if they're starting QBs in, yeah, lay those points, but I'm going to disagree with this model here if he's out. Fresno State, they should roll. Seeing a lot of people saying at least 4 touchdowns. It should be the line, all this stuff, so it's pretty low. They should crush UNLV, who's absolutely just terrible. Fresno's top in the nation in a lot of categories, defense. You know, he's powerhouse in that conference, so 95% on the power index. Lay those points all day, take Fresno. Wyoming game, staying away from that. Arkansas State, take Arkansas State at home versus South Alabama. Lay those points. Boise, I just blanked out on who they played to. But I think I was leaning Boise as well. I agree with the model here. Eastern Michigan versus Central Michigan, just down the road from each other. Eastern coming off that big loss to Army. I would lean Eastern just based off how they've been playing the entire year versus Central Michigan. I like that 13.5. I'm going to agree here and lay it. Mississippi State. I was fading that game too. I'm staying away from that game. Let's go on down the line here. Utah State. That's one of my lock picks of the week. They're going to crush Hawaii at Hawaii. They're going to put up 50-plus points. No sweat. That offense is going to steamroll. Lay those points all day. No, don't even second guess it. Take it. Forget it. Tulsa's at home versus UConn. Rough spot there. I don't know. Tulsa's one of those teams. Man, they didn't even score at Arkansas, so I could see UConn. I disagree with this here. If I was to bet this, I would take UConn and 17.5. I don't know why. I'm taking UConn, the worst defense in the country, but I just don't trust Tulsa. But they are at home, so I understand if you like to lay the points there and they win by 3 touchdowns. UAB a big favorite once again. I could see that. I'm going to lean to that as well, almost, or they're 91% on the power index. Houston, not touching that game. Iowa State, another one of my locks of the week. If you watch Iowa State, the Cyclones play home, away, it doesn't matter. That team is tough. They got playmakers all over the field. They don't care who they play. Hard nose. They're going to smash. I can't believe that this line's not higher. I don't care if it's at Kansas or not. Like I said, they're a good road team. They're one of my locks of the week. Take the Cyclones all day. So recap here. Here's my locks of the week. Tonight. All right. The game tonight you have Mid-Tennessee. Take them, lay those points all day. They'll smash Western Kentucky. It was horrible. Said Army, FIU, the Cougars, Washington State, Clemson, Utah State Aggies, and Georgia Southern Eagles. Hey, that's a wrap for Week 10 college football. Hey, good luck. Like I said, I just use the model that I create kind of as a reference, agree or disagree. But I haven't dipped under 50% all year, so been making some money. Lock these picks in. My locks are usually 70-80%, if not higher. So, hey, let's get the job done this week. It's time. G-Ray here, Midwest Maverick Sports. Hit me up, like, subscribe, dislike, comment. Let's get some feedback rolling here. I know I watch as many games as possible. I know football. I do basketball as well, just not every day. I just don't have time. But I'll be doing some heavy college basketball coming up here soon. So, hey, thanks for tuning in, and good luck this weekend. Get the job done. Bet smart. Don't bet what you can't afford to lose. Hey, and I'll catch you on the flip side, which is, with me, always the win side. Peace.